Welcome to the Tea with the Masters podcast, featuring 3 of the world's leading martial arts experts: the warrior, world-breaking champion, holder of multiple world records, professional teacher, mentor, and World Martial Arts Congress representative for the Republic of Ireland, Sifu Keith Fanning; the scholar, author, speaker, mentor, business coach, life coach, and president of the USA Hapkido Union, Grandmaster Richard Hackworth; the philosopher, author, language culture, and leadership development teacher, and spokesmodel for the World Martial Arts Congress, Instructor Ma. This show is sponsored by World Martial Arts Media. Com, the world's leader in martial arts education, information, and entertainment. We invite you to like and share this video with your friends, and subscribe to this channel so that you never miss an exciting episode. Now let's get on with the show.
Hi folks, Sifu Keith Fanning here, Grandmaster of the Blue Dragon Combat Systems, founder of the Guardian program, multiple world record holder, and multiple world champion for breaking. Welcome to my segment with Tea with the Masters. On today's segment I want to talk to you about, it was an inspirational quote that came up on my social media the other day, and it got me to thinking. And the quote was, "A sword kept too long in its sheath rusts. The mind unused grows dull." Now, this got me to thinking because the other night myself and my wife were at a concert. We had to park in an area of Dublin which wasn't too good. It was always known as being a rougher area of Dublin, if you like. But when I parked there, I knew as I walked away from the car, I looked at choke points, I looked at different areas that I could be, people might jump out and ambush you for take your car keys, take your car. I made sure I parked it under a lamppost so there was plenty of light. Street lights here are called lampposts. So yeah, there's things like that. Then we walked across to the concert, and on the way back, I maintained that I kept myself and my wife in an area well lit, with a lot of people. And then when we got back as far as the car, Sharon, I didn't realise at the time, had her Kubotan keyring in her hand and was ready because she was watching what I was doing and she was observing and she was copying what I was doing. So when I stepped off the pavement, she stepped off the pavement when we had to walk around the car. And again, it goes back to, on the route back to the car, there was a particular type of panel van with a sliding side door. And I made sure I walked around the opposite side of the van to avoid the panel door, the sliding door. So these are things that we would teach generally as a dynamic risk assessment because you're risk assessing as you're moving. But it was also a bit of route planning and knowing where I was and what the potential dangers were. These are things that I suppose my brain does, my brain does automatically because of the amount of training I've done. But a lot of people I know would have parked and walked blindly, following the crowd straight to the concert and followed the crowd straight back, and not realising they should avoid certain areas or certain, like the panel van. But while I was in the concert, I remember looking, where were my exit points? If there was a fire, what's the one direction everybody's going to go? If there was a problem, a panic, if there was anything wrong, it was always going to cause a choke point. Whereas if you go against the crowd, it can be something a little bit different. You pick a lesser used area, or you pick a high ground where you can stay back for that extra couple of seconds to let people push to the panic. These are things I suppose I didn't realise as much until I seen that quote, that my brain does this daily. But I also, as I said to you, I know people that don't understand dynamic risk assessments. They don't understand that mentality of pre-planning. I want to put that to you today. Do you pre-plan? Do you look at where your car is parked in a parking lot when you pull up to a shopping mall or a shopping centre, as we call it? Do you make sure you're parked under a street light? Do you make sure you're parked in a particular area with a fast exit? Do you know your route from your car to your destination? Do you know your route from your house to your destination? Are other people aware of your route? Have you told them, well, I'm going to that shopping mall and I'm taking that route? Or do you just assume that because you got your mobile phone with you, they can contact you and they'll know where you are? So these are just some of the things that kind of came up. I know it sounds crazy and there's a lot to it because of the fact that it is a thought-provoking daily motivation quote that came up on social media, and I think that's why I like them so much. I think that's why I do follow them, and I know Grandmaster Hackworth always has daily stuff that he puts up on different social media platforms, and you know, his 1 minute inspirational videos in the morning, the 5 a.m. videos. It's always thought-provoking, but there's some people that don't have those thoughts. And I know a lot of the people who listen to this podcast are mostly martial artists. I know one or two of the people this side, they're not martial artists, but they do listen. And I want to try and make you think, just for a second, do I plan my route? Do I do risk assessments? And then, of course, the buzzword dynamic risk assessments. Sounds really fancy, but all it is, every time you sit in your car, you do a dynamic risk assessment by putting on your safety belt. You do a dynamic risk assessment by looking in your mirror and checking it's safe to pull out from where you are. You know, when you're leaving your house, a dynamic risk assessment is that you double check that you've locked the door. So these are things that we are doing on a day-to-day basis. Well, hopefully you're doing. But just think about it. How many dynamic risk assessments and then how many overall risk assessments do you do on a daily basis? Or do you do any? Do you just follow the crowd? A lot of people have been called sheeple because they just follow the crowd. You know, everybody's going that direction to the concert. I'm going to follow, I'm going to walk with them. But do you position yourself on the pavement in an area where you can get away? And again, this goes back to some of the courses I've taught about, you know, self-defense, self-awareness, you know, walking on the inside of the pavement closest to the wall or walking on the outside of the pavement closest to the road. Which is better for you? I always teach that it's better to walk to the outside of the pavement so that if something happens, you can step onto the road and give yourself extra space and you're not cornering yourself. Sounds simple to a lot of people who listen to this, but to a lot of people that don't know martial arts and don't understand, they say, oh, I'd stay close to the wall because then I have my back against the wall. Yeah, but you've also got yourself cornered. So, like I said, a lot of this stuff sounds simple to martial artists, but doesn't sound simple to a lot of other people. Excuse me. So, the purpose of today's segment was literally to try and get a bit of a thought-provoking moment going for you, in the same way that that little inspirational quote gave me enough thought to put this together. Guys, I really enjoyed this segment and I hope you too. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me on social media. You'll find me on all the platforms, either Sifu Keith Fanning or Sifu Fanning. Sifu Fanning at gmail.com is my email, and sifufanning.com is my website. You can sign up there for my newsletters and my there's a paid section there too, which people can come into and get one-to-one stuff with me. Feel free to contact me and I shall talk to you soon. Thank you for listening.
Ready to become a life champion? Dive into Be a Life Champion, The Martial Arts Way by Grandmaster Richard Hackworth, the ultimate guide to unlocking your potential using martial arts principles. Transform your life using the powerful techniques and wisdom found in martial arts. This book will inspire you to conquer challenges and elevate every aspect of your life. Master the art of living like a true champion. Available now on Amazon.
Hello, I am Richard Hackworth. I am the USA Director for the Korean Martial Arts Instructors Association and the USA Director for the World Martial Arts Congress. I am also the host of the annual Hapkido Instructors Course and Conference in the USA, sanctioned by the USA Hapkido Union and the Korean Martial Arts Instructors Association. Over the years, I have earned the reputation of being a scholar of the history, culture, and traditions of the Korean martial arts. I hope that you will find my part of the show informative and educational. This part of the show is sponsored by usahapkidounion.org. Today, I am going to share with you 5 ways that learning martial arts helps you develop self-control. Discipline. Martial arts are a disciplined activity that requires regular practice and training. This teaches students the importance of self-discipline and the ability to delay gratification. When you practice martial arts, you are learning to control your body and your mind. You are learning to focus your attention and to persevere even when you are tired or frustrated. This discipline can be applied to other areas of your life, such as school, work, and relationships. Focus and concentration. Martial arts require a high level of focus and concentration. When you are sparring or practicing a technique, you need to be fully present and aware of your surroundings. This teaches you to block out distractions and to stay focused on the task at hand. This ability to focus and concentrate can be helpful in other areas of your life, such as studying for exams or completing work projects. Patience. Martial arts is a journey, not a destination. It takes time and effort to learn the techniques and to develop the skills. This teaches students the importance of patience and the ability to persevere in the face of challenges. When you learn to be patient, you are also learning to control your emotions. You are learning to stay calm and collected, even when things are not going your way. Self-awareness. Martial arts teach students to be aware of their bodies and their surroundings. This includes being aware of their strengths and weaknesses, their emotions, and their reactions to different situations. This self-awareness can help students make better decisions and to control their behavior. When you are aware of yourself, you are better able to control your impulses and to make choices that are in your best interests. Resilience. Martial arts teach students how to deal with failure and setbacks. When you spar or compete, you will inevitably experience losses. This teaches you to pick yourself up and to keep going. It teaches you that failure is not the end of the world, and that it is possible to learn from your mistakes and to improve. This resilience can be helpful in other areas of your life, such as dealing with stress or disappointment. In addition to these 5 ways, learning martial arts can also help you develop other important qualities, such as respect, humility, and teamwork. Martial arts can be a rewarding and challenging activity that can help you improve yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. If you are looking for a way to develop self-control, martial arts are a great option. With hard work and dedication, you can use martial arts to develop the self-control you need to succeed in all areas of your life. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Remember, the journey to the heart of Hapkido begins with a single step. Get started today. Don't go away. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Martial Arts Lifestyle 365, the world's leading martial arts resource.
Hello, I'm Instructor Ma from the World Martial Arts Congress, language, culture, and character development teacher. Today's story is about being the best, brought to you by World Martial Arts Congress.cn. A young man visited a famous martial arts instructor, wanting to become his student and the best martial artist in China. He asked the master, "How long should I train under you?" The master replied, 10 years. The young man complained, 10 years is a long time, but what if I train twice as hard as your other students? The master thought for a moment and replied, 20 years. The young man persisted, "What if I practice every day and night with all my effort?" The master replied, "Then 30 years. Confused, the young man asked, Why do you say it will take longer every time I say that I will train harder? The master smiled. When one eye is fixed upon your destination, there is only one eye left with which to find the way. What does this story mean to you? In martial arts practice, we're often given seemingly conflicting advice. We should aspire to become experts, but focusing on the next skill or belt isn't important. As we practice, our understanding develops, and these conflicts resolve. To me, the story means being bold without attachment to the outcome. Attachment creates paralysis and slows learning. In Hapkido, we learn to be present and enjoy the process, not just the outcome. By focusing on the process, we enjoy and achieve more. What does it mean to you? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video with a friend. For more information on joining the World Martial Arts Congress or our character development program, visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/World Martial Arts Congress. If you got something from this video, please like and comment. Thank you for watching.
If you practice Taekwondo, Tang Soo Do, Hapkido, Judo, or any other Korean martial art, you will find the top experts in the world in our community at facebook.com/groups/Korean martial arts. We invite you to join today.
Hello, I'm Grandmaster Ronald Stone, and today I want to discuss the path of the Guardian. In reality, there are 4 levels or paths to be traveled and completed during one's journey to become a true martial artist. 1. The path of the protected. The first path to walk is that of the protected. They witness the effort and work of the guardians or protectors who do have martial arts skills. The protected in turn gain a desire to learn skills but still lack sufficient training and experience. 2. The path of the guardians. The second path that one must travel is that of the guardians. These are the protectors of themselves, their family and friends. They are apprentices under the warriors. 3. The path of the warrior. The third path to follow is that of the warrior. He is the trainer of guardians and first-line defender of the tribe, the government, and country. Because of their training and experience, they can be sent off to wage war in defense of those things they hold so dearly. 4. The path of the scholar. The fourth path is to walk the way of the scholar. The scholar is a trainer and mentor of warriors. This person was a great warrior in their day and is now in charge of using their knowledge, research, and life's lessons to train the warriors. These warriors in turn are expected to eventually be superior in skill to their mentors because in addition to their own experiences, they will be given knowledge based on the experience of their mentors. Knowledge that the warriors did not have to personally endure in order to learn from, but that they can add on to their own. Since the martial arts have their origin in developing and teaching fighting skills, by definition, the martial arts have their roots in military culture and combat. Just as a soldier progresses in both knowledge, ability, and rank based on training, combative experiences, and later teaching of those acquired skills, so does the martial artist. Just as a raw army recruit or boot has little if any combative skills and must be taught to develop them through rigorous and structured training, so too must the martial artist progress, though the lower ranks, until gaining both proficiency and confidence. The lower ranks and their families would be the protected, and they lean from watching and learning from the guardians. The second path that one must travel is that of the guardians. These are the protectors of themselves, their family, and friends. They are apprentices under the warriors. In military terms, they would be the everyday soldiers. While they too can still learn and progress up the ranks to become a true warrior, they have sufficient skills to help with basic instruction and to help fight the good fight with those more heavily trained. After having passed through the lower ranks and completed the basic training required of a guardian, such individuals will have been instructed with a code of honor or ethics. As the saying goes, with great power comes greater responsibility, and by the time the guardian level is reached, besides technical skills, individuals have learned what is expected of them morally, legally, and ethically. While a guardian would not truly seek confrontation, he or she is no longer afraid to face it and will use their skills to serve and protect. By this we mean to serve their community and protect the innocent or helpless. A classic example of this would be the end of the now iconic movie A Few Good Men, when the two Marine non-coms who are accused of killing a fellow Marine are acquitted of murder, but still convicted of conduct unbecoming. One of the pair turns to his sergeant, the other, and questions the verdict. The sergeant turns to him and replies that they were Marines, and as such had a duty to protect the weak and sick, not punish them. While guardians still have much to lean and are led, instructed, and in turn protected by the true warriors, they still have had sufficient training to have developed physically and emotionally. Confidence comes both with knowledge and experience, and this is true of the guardians. While in military terms we all know of the capabilities of our warrior special forces, Rangers lead the way, the truth is that due to time, expense, and difficulty of training, these elite warriors are limited in numbers. We need them to fight difficult opponents, to develop new techniques, and to train and lead the guardians. In reality, however, our countries depend on the main body of simple soldiers for its defense. So it is with the martial arts guardians. While less than 1 in 100,000 students advance up to black belt level, and a far lesser number to master rank, it is the guardian level students who maintain the arts and help instruct new recruits in the benefits, advantages, and desirability of becoming a true martial artist. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you will enjoy other episodes of the show here on this channel.
You have been enjoying the Tea with the Masters podcast, the world's foremost martial arts lifestyle podcast. On behalf of our show hosts, we thank you for watching and remind you to visit our sponsor, worldmartialartsmedia.com, the world's leader in martial arts education, information, and entertainment. We look forward to having you join us again next time. We love to hear from you, so please feel free to leave us some words of encouragement in the comments section.